90 Day Fiancé stars Sarper and Shikina talk betting wedding ceremony. 90 Day Fiancé stars Sarper and Shikina just pulled a fast one on fans ditching the aisle for a betting ceremony instead, and now they're telling us it's all about that between the sheets bliss. TMZ caught up with the reality duo, and they tell us they're so obsessed with bed life, they even eat all their meals. They're adding that if you know them well, a betting ceremony tracks, anything less would have been off-brand. Catch the clip. They break down why the whole idea of marriage freaks them out, and how this unconventional route makes it way less terrifying. They also spill on how their families took the news. Sarper says his dad even cracked a joke, asking if the wedding's in bed, does that mean the honeymoon's in the toilet? LOL. They also dish on whether they'd recommend a betting ceremony to others. Plus, they get real about baby plans. 90 Day Fiancé, Sarper and Shikina play a newlywed game after having Shaw's 90th wedding. Shikina and Sarper are celebrating a milestone on 90 Day Fiancé. The couple's betting wedding was the franchise's 90th wedding, and they joined Access Hollywood to play a newlywed game to celebrate. 90 Day Fiancé, 90 Day Fiancé, chaos erupts as explosive fight breaks out in Season 11 Tell-All trailer. The 90 Day Fiancé Season 11 Tell-All is popping off. The first trailer for the upcoming TLC Tell-All, which debuted after Sunday's 90 Day Fiancé season finale, promises an explosive backstage fight as one of the Tell-All's special guests sparks chaos. The trailer starts on a much more peaceful note, as Sarper, who first appeared on 90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way Season 5, shares a little tell-all advice with newbies Greg and Maddie. Give first a compliment, then an insult, he says before turning to Greg with an example. You are so cute, but you are sweating too much. Greg then lifts up his arms to reveal some pretty impressive sweat stains, asking Maddie, can you notice these? Is it bad? Getting confirmation from his castmate that his pit stains have gotten a little out of control, the trailer then cuts to the Long Island native blow-drying his underarms as he declares himself cool as a cucumber. Once the tell-all actually kicks off, host Sean Robinson is ready to dive into some of the biggest drama of the season, asking Stevie once more to answer the question of whether or not she is bisexual. Would it change anything now if you found out? Stevie asks Maddie, who simply answers, Another shocking revelation comes about when it's revealed that Shawn went on a honeymoon without Aaliyah following their disastrous wedding. The person that I originally fell in love with isn't next to me, Shawn says while sitting next to his bride on the couch. As Aaliyah begins to cry, Shawn can be seen getting up and walking off stage, declaring, I can't put up with this. The Season 11 cast is in for another tell-all surprise when they're visited by 90 Day alum Danielle, Veronica, Big Ed, and Kenny and Armando, and the special guests aren't screwing around. Are you still living with mommy? Big Ed asks Greg, who responds simply, oh my F, King God. There's plenty of drama to come between Shikina and Danielle as well, who only seem to agree on one thing. They're not apologizing to one another following their feud on 90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way. You don't know anything about me, Shikina tells Danielle while sitting backstage with the rest of the cast. Danielle fires back, how are you a victim? It's at this point that Maddie jumps in to accuse Danielle of attacking Shikina with her lies, and things start to go left. Amani tells Stevie, girl, get your husband, as Stevie fires back at her to shut the F.K. up. Danielle really gets fired up, however, when Maddie points at her during their back and forth. She gets up and walks across the room angrily toward him. Put your King finger in my face again, she warns, as Shikina threatens, I'm leaving if you don't get that B.H. out. Even Sarper is in the hot seat with Shikina, as she criticizes him elsewhere in the trailer for not defending her more when Matt called her the sourest person at the tell-all. You need to stick up for me more, Shikina tells her husband, who responds sarcastically, wow. I'm the guilty one. As the tell-all turns into mass chaos, Shikina admits, I don't know how I got so many people so riled up. 90 Day Fiancé's 90th wedding, who ties the knot in wild betting ceremony? Tonight, 90 Day Fiancé had their 90th wedding on the TLC series, See Who It Was, In tonight's episode of 90 Day Fiancé, we see Shikina and Sarper tie the knot in a bedding ceremony which marks the milestone 90th wedding on the show. No, it's not a typo, they actually had a bedding ceremony instead of a traditional wedding ceremony. A bedding ceremony is a wedding custom, particularly in medieval and early modern Europe, where a newly married couple was formally put to bed, often in front of witnesses, to signify the consummation of the marriage and to ensure legitimacy of any future offspring. This bedding ceremony didn't come without some small issues though. I got a lot of nightmares yesterday, Sarper tells Shikina. She explains, Sarper woke up in the middle of the night screaming out in his sleep. He was terrified of something and it was in Turkish. I don't know what he was saying. He doesn't normally have nightmares like this, but he's been having them leading up to the wedding for about a week. Every night. So I do feel like it does have to do with the wedding. Sarper was able to get over his fear and head into his bedding day hoping for a clear head. On his wedding day, he is starting to have some second thoughts. My mind is d up. I want to be with Shekinah, that's for sure. But I don't know if I really want to do this. His mind settles and he begins to get dressed for his big day, wearing a Chippendales-inspired look complete with a bow tie collar, vest, cuffs and slacks. Shikina reveals her beautiful wedding dress, a very short white-laced mini dress with shoes donned in diamonds and pearls. She says, I love it. It's very me. When I first saw this dress online, I thought this was the perfect dress for a wedding. It's not a long flowing gown, it's more like a sexy little lingerie-esque dress which I love. The soon-to-be married couple walks into the room which the bedding ceremony is taking place. A white room, with only a bed in it, draped in flowers with a violinist playing as they make their way to sit on the bed where they will share their vows. They exchanged their loving vows and are officially married. The two pop a bottle of champagne and Sarper does a mini striptease for Shikina before they coin-mate their marriage and the cameras leave the room. So embarrassing. 90 Day Fiancé star Jasmine actually cheated on Gino. Proof finally found. The receipts are in, and they are going against 90 Day Fiancé star Jasmine Pineda. Looks like she did cheat on her husband, Gino Palazzolo, behind his back. Her loyalty halo just slipped off when someone came up with some shocking receipts and clues that convinced the world that Jasmine did cheat on Gino while Jasmine is still trying to claim that she was portrayed as the bad guy. Viewers have shocking proof of her infidelity now. Is this true? What is this all about? What did she do now? Keep on reading to learn more about this controversy because this tea is really hot. 90 Day Fiancé. Jasmine wants to drag Gino to court. 90 Day Fiancé star Jasmine Pineda is taking another step after shading and pulling down Gino Palazzolo on social media several times. She is no longer willing to post cryptic stories but is dragging the latter to court. Yes, you read that right. The celeb openly announced that she would prove in court that Gino is an abuser and she wouldn't take a step back now. Jasmine further noted that she was no longer willing to play the bad guy of the franchise just to make Gino look good. She then exposed Gino and claimed that he was faking his relationship with Natalie. As per Jasmine, Palazzolo and his new flame had an agreement for the show, and they didn't have any kind of genuine bond. 90 Day Fiancé. Here's everything about the proof that says Jasmine cheated. 90 Day Fiancé star Gino Palazzolo has accused Jasmine Pineda of cheating on him with Matt. He believes that his wife was with Bronny several months before he actually said yes to the concept of open marriage. However, Jasmine isn't ready to accept such accusations and believes that Gino's new flame was putting such ideas in his brain. Amid all this, a Reddit thread recently made some shocking revelations. The OP shared a picture of Jasmine Pineda surfing her phone after her workout. The Redditor claimed that she used to work out in the same gym as Pineda in Michigan and saw her with Matt several times. She recalled seeing a guy with Jasmine and initially thought he was her trainer. However, there were many times when she actually saw Jasmine and the guy making out. Hence, she was convinced that the man was more than her trainer. That is when the OP saw Matt on the show and realized that he was the same guy. She noted, I fully believe that Jasmine was cheating on Gino with Matt well before that last resort thing. As per the OP, the last time she was in was June 2024. This clearly was way before the last resort season. Hence, the Redditor was sure that Jasmine cheated on Matt and that she was simply lying. Several viewers admitted in the comment section that they believe Pineda wasn't faithful in her marriage. What do you think? Do let us know in the comments section. 90 Day Fiancé, happily ever after? Season 9 cast, honest thoughts. 90 Day Fiancé, happily ever after? Season 9 is officially on the way. This season will feature 8 different couples, who have all appeared in the 90 Day Fiancé franchise at some point. While there were several fan-favorite couples that could have been cast on Season 9, the production instead chose to cast numerous controversial couples. Happily ever after? Season 9 is in danger of becoming a failing season. Here are our thoughts. Happily ever after? Season 9 features boring and controversial couples. The main concern for Season 9 potentially failing is the casting. Of the 8 couples cast for this season, the majority of them are either controversial or haven't had particularly compelling stories in the past. 2 of the most controversial casting picks for Season 9 are Darcy Silva and Georgie Rusev. Darcy and Georgie are currently married but have had an on-and-off-again relationship. While Georgie isn't super controversial on his own, viewers have mixed opinions on Darcy as this is her 3rd relationship portrayed on the franchise.